I know that I'm going to be accepted and loved for who I am, and I think they know that the feeling is quite mutual. With that, we flipped a coin, and I give you Meg.
Hello, family. I'm an addict named Meg. And what he just said is what I know has done for me today. I didn't want to cry right off the bat. I didn't want to cry at all, but we all know I do. All my life growing up, I heard, don't cry. Do you want me to give you something to cry about? You know, you don't need to cry, but nobody ever told me what to do instead. I had to wait 35 years and come here to find out what to do instead. And I still cry, but I'm accepted. And what John shared with you guys about Kim and I, he tells me stuff like that every time I see him. And that's what I've been searching for all my life, was to be loved, to fit in, to be accepted for who I am. And there's a lot of times you guys accept me before I can accept myself. I came into these rooms hopeless, broken, fearful, judgmental. Still got some of those qualities in me. When I came here, I did not know what to expect. I did not think that I would fit in, because I didn't know how this works. My first meeting, somebody told me, you never have to use again. Okay, how? Keep coming back. So I did. And I've been doing that for a while now. I know a lot of people in this room, and it just amazes me that I can go places and feel safe, feel like I come home, because I never wanted to go home. I stayed out, I played, I tortured myself so I wouldn't have to go home, because even in my home I didn't feel I fit in. I didn't feel accepted, I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel good enough. When I came through the doors of Narcotics Anonymous, I came home. And somebody told me, when they hugged me, welcome home, and I cried. And I still do. Because what it has done for me today is given me a life I never thought possible. It's given me love of people I never thought would accept me. It's given me a life that I can be proud to live today. It's given me friends that don't want anything back. All they want is to see me get better and to love me and for me to love them. And you people are teaching me how to do that. Yesterday, my sponsor and some of my sponsee sisters sat around talking about some of the spiritual principles of this program. And it was such an awesome, quiet, safe, tender experience. It was just, it's something that I missed with my own sisters, my blood sisters. I don't have that kind of relationship with them. I had to come to NA to find that kind of love, to find that kind of support and hope and help. For the last 6 months, I've been very fearful of who I was becoming, of what I was doing, of what other people were doing, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to run away from Narcotics Anonymous and from the people in my area. So I ran here to Elkhart and to North Central area, because I was afraid to accept the love from the people in my area, because sometimes addicts have ulterior motives. I didn't want to be a part of that. So we worked the steps, and we do work the spiritual principles, and I feel after this weekend I can go back to my area and I'll be okay. I can go to the people that I was afraid of and say, where do we stand relationship-wise? Are we still good to go, or do we need to work through some stuff? And I don't have to be afraid to do that today, because I know my motives and my intentions are to get healing with the people that I'm currently not getting along with, and to get some understanding of what I need to do to help, what I need to do to change to make my area better. This is my 4th time at this retreat, and this is one of the places where I get my most healing in a lot of the areas in my life. I don't know, it just seems like I show up here and miracles happen to me personally. I feel different when I pull into those gates. All those fears kind of fade away. All those destructive thoughts kind of go to the back burner. All the rejection seems to slip off in the wind. And I know when I see that symbol that points us into this campsite, I'm home. NA has taught me spiritual principles that I never knew existed. I was taught how to do what I had to do to the best of my ability, but if I fell short, I wasn't good enough. I learned that if I excelled in school and I did better than my older brothers and sisters, I would get attention. I learned that if I was really sick, my mother would take time out for me and give me the love that I so desperately wanted. I don't have to play sick today to get attention from people. I don't have to play drama to get help. Even when I can't ask for help, people give it to me. Today at lunch, I've got hypoglycemia, and if I don't eat properly, I tend to pass out. It's not real pretty. And today at lunch, it came on real quick and real hard. And John helped me. I was afraid to walk up to the front of the line and tell people what I needed. He did it for me. You people do for me what I cannot do for myself. And I'm grateful to all of you for letting me get what I needed and not saying, oh, look at her, look at her. Because I've had that all my life. Oh, look at her, look at her. And it wasn't a good thing. There was such concern from everybody that came up to me at lunch to make sure I was okay. What NA is doing for me is giving me the kind of life that I've always dreamed of but never thought possible. It's given me the ability to make the Dean's List and semester honors in my sophomore year of college. It's given me the faith that when I want to give up, I've got you people lifting me saying, don't, just stay. Keep doing it because you can. Not only do I learn how to love you, I learn how to love me and believe in me. I learn how to not use no matter what, and some of those no matter whats really suck. I've learned that just because somebody else goes back out there, I don't have to. I've learned that when life gets tough, we work the steps. I've learned that I don't have to give up on me because you guys haven't yet. What NA has done for me today is given me a family I could only dream of. It's given me a life I can be proud of. It's given me the capacity to love unconditionally. I'm learning how to let go of the resentments, the fear, the judgmentalism, all the destructive emotions and character defects that I act out on. When I pulled through those gates, I had a bag full of resentments for the program of Narcotics Anonymous. Well, some of the people. I can't say the program. And I don't have them anymore. I mean, I've been looking around today thinking, okay, well, when I came here, I felt this, and this about these people, but I don't feel that now. It's gone. Because I've had the opportunity to talk to you addicts and to get the solution to my problem, which is me, and how I think and feel about you. Because how I think and feel about you is a reflection of how I think and feel about me. I don't want the destructive attitude today. So I got to look at what you're doing to heal what I'm doing to help myself and you live just for today, clean and recovering. When I first came here, I thought my life was over. And my first few weeks of recovery, I was writing down every little thing that people said, you know, the little isms we have. One of my favorites is, what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. And that's how I feel today. When I got here, I was a caterpillar. Today, I'm becoming that butterfly. And it's a freedom I never thought existed. It's a freedom that I can never repay Narcotics Anonymous for. I try by serving. Sometimes I resent service work, and I feel I should be in the other workshop right now. But I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I'm really grateful I'm not where I used to be. And I hope to get where I want to be. And if I keep coming back, keep working these steps, keep talking to you people, even when I don't want to, I know I'll keep getting better. I know you'll keep getting better. Because it's a we thing, not a me thing. What NA has done for me today is a miracle. And I'm truly grateful for that. And that's all I've got.
The next person to share, we got into recovery right about the same time and have been pretty much side by side watching each other grow up. I don't get to tell this person often enough how much I admire her for the way she takes the spiritual principles involved with this program and truly applies them on a day-to-day basis in her life. The next generation of strong women in Narcotics Anonymous is here. And if you're looking for someone in Narcotics Anonymous to look up to, the person getting ready to share with you is that person. I give you Kim C.
I'm Kim and I'm an addict.
Hi, Kim.
I'm tired, so you'll have to bear with me, but what has NA done for me today? Some people have heard me share that when I came to Narcotics Anonymous, I came to Narcotics Anonymous to save my marriage. And it didn't save my marriage, it saved my life. And it's because of the people in the rooms and the spiritual principles, the steps, the literature, going to meetings, getting involved with service work. You can't hear me? Okay, I will do that. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, no, I'm grateful to be at Camp Mac. Camp Mac is a place where I've really learned a lot about the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous and myself being here at Camp Mac. The fellowship with the people that I have met who are not from my area has been wonderful. The fellowship with addicts from my area have been wonderful here at Camp Mac. Just really grateful to be here. I haven't had an opportunity to go to many workshops this weekend because of being involved on the committee. Also from being tired. Work has been incredible, and what NA has done for me, let me back up. I'm human. We're all human. Work has been incredibly stressful, but thanks to being involved in this program, when things go rough at work, I talk to my higher power. When things go rough at work, I call my sponsor. When I get home, I try not to take work out on my significant other. I try not to take work out on my son. I try to practice the spiritual principles in all my affairs, because I believe that all people should have the 12 steps in their lives, no matter what they are. And Narcotics Anonymous has given me that insight. I was what I call the queen of justification and rationalizations when I was using. And I could manipulate, I could analyze, which I still can, the heck out of something. But Narcotics Anonymous has given me awareness to where it doesn't take me as long to figure out I'm doing these things as it used to. I'm really sorry I'm skipping around, guys. I'm just tired. I wrote down some things because people give me a hard time for writing things down when I speak, but what I wrote down was pretty much the steps. Now, I have them memorized, pretty much, but with me being as tired as I am, I didn't want to forget anything. But with step 1, for a long time, all I noticed was the word powerless. And one night in a meeting, somebody said to me that with the first step, even though you're powerless, you become empowered. And I've held on to that, because even though I'm powerless over a situation, past couple of years I've gotten divorced and felt incredibly powerless. Didn't know how I was going to pay bills, didn't know how I was going to take care of my son, didn't know how I was going to pay rent, didn't know how I was going to do anything. And I gave it to my higher power. My higher power paid my bills. My higher power put people in my life who I didn't have the money to rent the U-Haul it took to move from my ex-husband's house to where I live now. Food was given to me, the U-Haul was paid for, and it was all from people in this program. And I was the type of person who, for years, was always used to giving, being the person who gave, and didn't mind, didn't want anything in return. I loved giving. I still do. But I was at a point where I couldn't give, and having somebody give to me was one of the oddest things. I couldn't just say thank you. I really appreciate my sponsor because she tells me a lot to just say thank you and just to breathe. I couldn't say thank you, but I had to. I had to practice humility. I had to practice being powerless. But in being empowered, there are things that have happened financially where there have been steps I could take and things I could do. And I prayed about them, and I did them. And I don't have to be helpless, even though I'm powerless. There's people in the rooms that I can talk to. Other people here have been divorced. There are many women here who I've talked to who have shared some wonderful things with me about relationships, divorce, marriage. And coming to believe in a power greater than myself that could restore me to sanity. I can still have insane thoughts, but when I let it go and turn it over to my higher power, I believe that there is a power greater than me because of all you people sitting here. There's years and years of clean time sitting in here, and if there wasn't a power greater than me, I don't see how all this would happen. In making a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of a God that I understand, I tell you, I don't have a full understanding, but I know my God is loving and caring and is not punishing. For years I grew up with the lightning bolt throwing God, and That's not my God today. My God listens to me, is there with me, talks to me. I've already said my God pays the bills. My God has worked on relationships. Making that decision was not hard for me because I do believe. Some people really get hung up on step 4. What Narcotics Anonymous has done for me is the searching and fearless moral inventory. I enjoyed finding out a lot about myself, about my part in relationships, about my part in life, about me and the addiction. I got a lot of self-awareness, which, having a very good foundation with my sponsor, it was okay to admit to another human being and to God the exact nature of my wrongs. I was very surprised when I did it, though, because I found out my sponsor had done some of the same things that I had done. Very surprised. And I wasn't alone. And if you don't have a sponsor, get one. And if you do have a sponsor, work with your sponsor. Don't ever be afraid to talk to your sponsor. And if you're afraid to talk to your sponsor, get another sponsor. Because my sponsor has been very, very, very valuable. On that same line, if you're a woman, talk to other women. I have some wonderful male friends, but there are things that only women can talk about to women and only men can talk about to men. And for years, I was not friends with women. I was friends with men. And Narcotics Anonymous has given me women who are wonderful, powerful, insightful, some with 6 months clean, some with 20 years clean. It's wonderful. My problem in Narcotics Anonymous was step 6 through 9. Step 6, having my character defects removed, I became very aware in step 4, and then to have them removed, of course, being the addict that I am, I want them removed. I want God to come along and just take them, put them over here, and be done with them. So I didn't have to be bothered with them anymore. Well, that's not the way it works. My sponsor told me that character defects are like blown up balloons in a bathtub. Once you push one down, another one comes up. And I got very frustrated with that and was on step 6 forever, but I worked through it. And I understand that God's not going to come along and erase all my character defects and make me this wonderful person. God's going to let me experience these character defects. I don't get stuck in them as long anymore as I used to, but God's working. Humbly ask Him to remove these. That took a while. Because, again, I wanted them to be gone. But what Narcotics Anonymous has also given me, it doesn't show all the time, but it's patience and acceptance that things are going to happen in my higher power's time, not mine. That there's a reason for character defects to come up when they do, because they're always teaching me a lesson. I went through a period of time where I was tired of learning or going through pain. My home group members can attest to that. But I've learned today that if I haven't experienced the things that I've experienced, however painful and miserable they are, I wouldn't be who I am today. And today I can say that I'm grateful for that. And that's something else Narcotics Anonymous has given me, because with the pain, I have tools and people to work through it. I didn't have to numb it with a drug. I didn't have to use. Even though I did think about it. Being an addict, I did think about it. But I did what was suggested. I picked up the phone, and I called addicts, and I went to meetings, and I shared, and I wrote, and I talked to my sponsor. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. I spent a year on step 8 because I had no willingness at all. None. Because my ex-husband is on that list. Didn't matter who else was on that list. My ex-husband was on that list, and by golly, he owed me an amends. I didn't owe him an amends. But I'm sure we've all been there and done that. Again, I wrote about it, talked to my sponsor about it, and I looked at step 9. I didn't look at step 8. All I had to do was become willing. That was it. Today I'm willing. I'm willing to be on a convention committee. I'm willing to serve. I'm willing to speak. I'm willing to pick up a newcomer. I'm willing to help someone who needs help. I'm willing to be a sponsor. I'm willing to be a friend. I have willingness today. In making direct amends to such people, being honest, I have not made a direct amend to my ex-husband. And that'll probably take time. My sponsor said that it might take years before I actually make that direct amends, but that'll happen in God's time, not mine. What I've also learned is, even though I'm working on giving amends, I've received some amends being in this program, things that I never thought would ever happen. Somebody that was on my resentment list appeared one day at a gas station. And this is really a blessing, I believe, came from being involved in the program of Narcotics Anonymous. This person had hurt me horribly many, 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 many years ago. And I don't know about you guys, but if there's anybody on your resentment list that you run into at the gas station, and you run into at the laundromat, and you run into at the store, and you just want to go whoosh, the other direction because you don't want to be bothered. This person came up to me, and they made the most sincere amends I've ever heard in my entire life. I was floored. I was shocked. Couldn't speak. Had to go back to work and call my sponsor. You know, and I didn't say, wow, tell the person off, and I didn't do this, and I didn't do that. I listened. I thanked them for giving me the amends. And I don't harbor this resentment anymore. It's gone. It's been lifted. I didn't think that was ever going to happen. But as far as making amends, you know, I've made amends to my son, and that is definitely what Narcotics Anonymous has done for me. He doesn't have to sit back and watch his mom hiding out in the bathroom with towels stuffed under the door so nobody will smell the pot smoke. He doesn't have to be shooed up to his room while his mom sits in the basement smoking roaches because she doesn't want anybody to know. You know, feeling miserable, feeling awful. Very, very, very grateful for Narcotics Anonymous. Personal inventory, I try to do daily, and I'm very grateful for the personal inventory that's involved in our literature, because my amends list doesn't have to be any longer today. If I hurt you today, I will try my very best to apologize to you today. And that's a gift from Narcotics Anonymous. I got to step 11 and got kind of stuck because I had figured out, through the help of the people here, how to pray, how to have a conscious contact, but how to meditate, quiet my mind. No, I had a really hard time with that. And I talked to different addicts about meditation, and I'm involved in a women's retreat, and I went to this women's retreat, and I don't know how it happens in your lives, but in mine, when I'm stuck in a certain area, or I'm thinking about something, or working through something, things just like hit me upside the head from all over the place. And went to this women's retreat, and it was on prayer and meditation. It was on step 11. And I went, oh, okay. So we did some meditating, and it worked. It actually worked. I was able to quiet my mind, and I keep practicing this. I know it's something that'll come in time. But I was struggling with a certain issue when I went to this women's retreat. I was very upset with another resentment that I had, and when I got home, it was gone. It had been lifted, and I can hang out with this particular person now, and it doesn't bother me. I don't want to rub him out or anything anymore. It's okay, because I know that if I pray not for my will, but I pray for God's will, God will take care of this. See, before, when I prayed, before I came to Narcotics Anonymous, I was like, you know, help me and do this for me and take care of me and me. And now I pray for all of you daily. I always pray for the still suffering addict. I always pray for other addicts, ones I have met, ones that I have not met yet. I want blessings for all of you. It's not just all about me anymore. And I'm grateful for that. And that is definitely something I've learned from Narcotics Anonymous. And having had a spiritual awakening, there is nothing, and I wouldn't be able to do this if I wasn't involved in Narcotics Anonymous, nothing like being called at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night by an addict who wants to use, and saying things that you have no idea what you said when you woke up in the morning. But when you go to the next meeting and the addict is there and they didn't use. And it's not all about me. I know that's my higher power did that. I know my higher power did that. As far as, things have came to me here. Things have been lifted. Things have been removed. My life isn't perfect, but it's sure 100% better than it was when I was using. And I enjoy carrying the message to the addict who still suffers, or to the addicts. And I enjoy practicing these principles in all my affairs, but before I got clean, I didn't know what these principles were. I knew the words, but did I practice them? No. And I don't think that I'm all that, but I do try to use the tools that were given to me through this program. I do try to share a message of Narcotics Anonymous. I really hope the things I've said have made some kind of sense, because again, guys, I am so incredibly tired. I'm grateful that you're all here, and I'm grateful to be clean, grateful to be at Camp Mac, and grateful to be a recovering member of Narcotics Anonymous. Thank you.
Okay, before we open the floor for sharing, I need to remind everyone that you are being taped. If you wish not to be taped, please let me know so that the tape can be turned off. At this time, we'll open the floor for sharing.
Thanks, John.
I'm an addict called Matthew. Hi, family. What Narcotics Anonymous has done for me. I guess, first of all, when I came here to save my ass. My life was so unmanageable that I couldn't even keep or I couldn't get and maintain a job. So my expectation was to get clean, get a job, get my life back together, and go use again. But in the process of trying to save my ass, I learned that my ass was attached to my spirit. And I'm kind of nervous. My ass was attached to my spirit. And I started to realize that my spirit was worth something. And you people taught me that. You showed me I had no self-esteem, and you showed me these characters in myself that I had ignored or didn't know existed. So Narcotics Anonymous has shown me that I am worth something, that I have something to give, and that, I too have given my whole life, but given things that, I don't know, I gave because I was a codependent. I did for you because that's how I felt good about myself. And today, I still do that. I still struggle with some codependency issues. But I'm learning to give of me instead of material things and things that really have no value to you. things that I'm keeping you from doing because I'm doing them for you. I'm robbing you of the chance to do for yourself because I'm doing it for you. And it's different today. Another thing that Narcotics Anonymous has taught me is it's shown me a life that I did not think was obtainable for me. I saw the life because I am the black sheep of my family. My dad's a recovering addict himself, but I'm the only one of the siblings that has taken this path so far. So what it's shown me is that life is obtainable for me, but for me it's better because I have the 12 steps. And it was shared earlier that everybody should have 12 steps in their life. And I don't want that for me, I want that for them. Because you can apply them to anything. And normal people that don't have 12 steps have some fucked up shit going on in their life. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know it. They don't have anything to use to change that. It's insanity in their life. And yeah, I have a lot of this insanity in my life still, but not like it used to be. And I don't know, it's taught me to appreciate people for who they are. This unconditional love. I mean, I can sit around a campfire and totally disagree with what you're saying and just love you anyway, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I've met some incredibly wonderful people in this fellowship, and I wouldn't trade this for the world. So, and I love you all, so that's all I have to share. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you.
I'm drawn to the microphone at the Narcotics Anonymous function like a moth to a flame. I love this fellowship. I'm an addict called Derek. How'd I got to that? You know, Memorial Day weekend before I got clean was a lot like this. My brother had a farmhouse that was about, it was a long ways away from here, but there was a woods about a half a mile behind the farmhouse, and we would trudge across the field carrying coolers and chairs and tents and grills and everything that we needed to survive for a weekend across this field. And the effort and energy that we put into getting all this stuff to the farm, carrying it across the field, surviving the weather that we had, even when we were using, like we've had this weekend, and then bringing everything back, and this, what we called fun while we were having it, I have applied that same ethic to my recovery. And that's one of the things that I think about when Memorial Day weekend gets here, especially here at Camp Mac, is how hard that myself and a lot of other people had to work to get here this weekend. Not just the convention committee, but everybody in this room that went through all of their day-to-day struggles in life, whether it was at work or at home or out there on our roads or wherever it happened to be, you know. And to be able to appreciate that today, that's what Narcotics Anonymous has given to me. And before this thing started, for whatever reason, I was thinking about Romper Room because, you know, I could just look through my little tennis racket and I see AJ and Meg and Judy and Peggy and Tina and Doug and Shannon. And I don't mean to leave anybody out, but there's a lot of people in this room that I love. Haven't seen Barney in a year. Hey, Barney, nice to see you. You know, these are people that are part of my life. You're all brothers and sisters. That's what NA has given to me. And the most incredible gift is that for whatever reason, I have something that a lot of people want, you know, and you're asking me back for what you gave me. Indian giving is a good thing in Narcotics Anonymous, and I'm glad I'm part of it. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm a truly gratefully recovering addict. They was talking about that committee earlier that's up here, and how they don't want you to, share. And I don't know. I'm just truly grateful for this program. March 5th, I sought help, and I was just really tired of using. And the day before, I walked into an NA meeting. I was calling various treatment centers, and they was like, well, I'm sorry, you have to wait this week. And, I was like, but I got to get in now because I just can't stop. And we all know how, you just tear up everything in the household. I mean, everyone is affected by it. Your kids, your mom, your dad, and I was just truly tired. And so Monday came, and I walked into an NA meeting, and just started sharing where I was, and they was telling me they loved me till I could love myself, and and I was just so glad to be at a meeting, because when I was out there using, I was always I always thought about going to meetings, but my parents, they were drug addicts too, and they never went to meetings. They just stopped, but they still kept drinking. And I thought that I could just stop and I didn't need meetings, but I need meetings on a daily basis. So, like I said, I walked into an NA meeting, and I guess I just been coming back ever since. I'll have 90 days, June 5th, and I'm truly happy about that because I've never had any clean time, period. I mean, unless, when I was in the treatment center, but I don't really call that clean time because it's like once I got out, I couldn't stay clean for nothing, Something happened to me Mother's Day weekend, a week before Mother's Day weekend. My disease was telling me, oh, they don't want you coming to the meeting, they don't really like you, they're all against you, and I really started believing that too. So I stopped going to meetings for a minute, and my disease was I wanted to use. I had feelings of using. And I prayed that Saturday night, I was like, God, just, help me change because I'm feeling lonely now, I wasn't calling anybody, I didn't have a sponsor. So Mother's Day morning, I found my list of numbers, and I called every woman that was on that number. Even if they weren't at home, I left a message on their answering machine. And by doing that, I ended up getting a sponsor that morning. And I just felt a part again. I felt a part of. And I also realized that it's my disease that don't want me to succeed. I was talking with an addict the other day, and they were saying how it seems like something should be going wrong. And, I feel that at times. When things are going so good, something should be going wrong because I'm so used to things going wrong. But I know that's just my disease, and I'm just grateful that I can decipher the two. But the NA program has given me a whole lot, and more will be revealed. It's an ongoing process, and I'm willing to do the work. And with that, I'll pass.
I'm an addict. My name's Paul. What has NA done for me today? It's given me another day of life. That's what it's done for me today. Well, what it's done for me since I got here is given me a life. It has shown me how to be a parent, a friend, a boss, and it has given me, shown me how to both be a friend to you and allow you to be a friend to me. It's shown me how to be vulnerable. It has taught me that I don't have to carry the shield around anymore. I can let my guard down, let you in, sit in front of a room full of people and get choked up. You know, very simply, it has given me my life. I mean, you know, and that's what this is. That's what this program is all about. Is simplicity. As somebody shared with me one time, the first 4 words in our basic text is simplicity is the key. And that's what it's about for me. I've been